On the whistle with Connor and Zoe. Unleash your inner sports pundit talking about the RFL, the Super League, the Football Premiership. Who's playing well, who's not playing well. You get involved in the discussion. It's also live on Facebook at Smart Radio Yorkshire. You can join in the banter on Twitter at Smart Radio 3. So yeah, on the whistle every Wednesday night here on Smart Radio, bringing you the best independent football, rugby, sports banter. It's Smart Radio Wednesday night. And don't forget, you miss a show, you can catch us again on demand on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. Now what are you waiting for? Get involved. This is your Smart Radio.
If you're looking for custom-made curtains and blinds, get yourself down to the Curtain Shop. Visit our showrooms at Kingsway Ossett or High Street Normanton. For all your curtains, blinds and upholstery needs, go to the Curtain Shop. And if you mention Smile Radio, you'll qualify for free lining for all custom-made curtains. The Curtain Shop, Kingsway Ossett and High Street Normanton. The Curtain Shop.
Good evening, welcome, it's Smile Radio, it's Thursday night, you know what time it is, it's time for those GameboyZ of Smile Radio. It's me, Ritchie J, dropping the hits tonight. We've got some unscripted banter coming up. We're talking about the Final Fantasy stuff, because yeah, this week it seems like three of us have been playing like Final Fantasy series. I've been on 9, one of us has been on 10 and 10-2, and the other's been on 15. We had a dabble on Comrades as well last night, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Now I'm going to bring the GameboyZ in this evening. It's time to party on. How are we doing, fellas? First of all, we'll start off with the one, the only, the Manajam. How are we doing, Manajam? How are you this evening?
I am great, thank you, Richard. Von, how are you?
I'm very well. See, the reason that I brought you in first was mainly because I know you've got to go for
That's
your tea.
all his contribution.
Yeah, so we grab you now before you go for your tea, and you've said your hello, and then you can be like, goodbye, my love, as the show goes on. You know, you see how it goes like that. But yeah, anyway, over to the next man who just jumps in there. You know, he's the man that can. It's the Losthunstman. It's Jonathan Edwards here. How are you doing, yo?
You know it. Still haven't missed one yet.
You still haven't missed one yet. You know, it was touch and go when Endgame happened, but he made it to the end game and back. And yeah, here he is for another show. And we're back again tomorrow night with the Renegade Rock Hours as well, don't forget. So yeah, he's here too. And last but not least, and you know, I don't do this on purpose, but he's the Dark Fusion 49. It's Ryin Leeder. How you doing, buddy? You're good this evening.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm cool. As I made the little point this evening when I was tagging up our Facebook post about how your gamer tag and your Instagram tag are exactly the same. I was like, this is the excitement that is Dark Fusion 49. It's like kind of like an enigma thing. Like with Jam, it's quite simple. You know it's Jam. With Johnny, you know it's Johnny. With me, you know, it's kind of obvious it's me. But then there's just Dark Fusion 48 on Instagram with the bearded one that it's you, and that's it. You're the low key man. You're like James Bond of the GameboyZ, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's got to stay the same, hasn't it?
Oh, that's it. You know,
you can't be having all different. You can't having all different names here and there, can you?
Oh yeah. On that note, you know how we go NSFW this evening? I actually found a perler on Facebook today. Songs that were pronounced wrong. I might actually play a segment of it a bit later on in the show once we hit maybe after 10. I've got to warn you guys though, it's extremely naughty, but it is pretty funny because it does cover some of the great songs. You might have seen it if you actually dropped my Facebook page in that today. So fellas, this evening, yeah, we're going to be talking Final Fantasy series. We're also going to be talking a little bit about TV and film. I ain't really been watching much on TV this week. Film-wise, we'll start off film this week because we usually start off gaming. I think I can't remember. The show's just sort of mashed together now. Have you guys seen the advertisement for the new up-and-coming Aladdin movie that's coming out?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this? Who's excited to see Will Smith as the genie?
Not really.
Yeah,
I prefer myself a nice Robin Williams. You know, I'm old school.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's always got that nostalgia thing, and I'm going to sound like I'm a nostalgia hater here as well, but I watched the trailer today. The reason was because Jake's nan sort of messaged us the other day and like, I really want to take Jake to see this because she's proper loving these live action Disney films. I think it's because she grew up with the originals, and now like, you know, when they were still original before they sort of like came out, like when we were kids and stuff. You know, she was there when they first came out, but like. Not saying that she's old or nothing, but yeah, so she's seen these live action ones now.
She's old.
She wants to see Aladdin. She absolutely loves the Jungle Book, though I did actually really enjoy the Jungle Book myself, I've got to admit. And Pete's Dragon and all of that. But she's like, yeah, can I take Jake to see Aladdin?
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't really been to the cinema yet. The reason for this being is, it's expensive to go to the cinema. 2, I'm not paying for him to sit 20 minutes into a movie and be like, Daddy, I'm bored of this, let's go. Because then I'll be like, okay, I'll see you out in the foyer in about 2 hours, go play in the arcade or something, you know what I mean? There's no way I'm walking out for film. You know what cinema prices are like these days? They're ridiculous, man. Honestly, I got the cinema pass and I never really used it apart from, I mean, it was a pretty shady year for films. It wasn't like last year or this year, it was like 2 years ago, but yeah, I didn't get my money's worth out of it and I stopped it, and then all the good films started coming out. I was really annoyed, but yeah, she wants to take him to see Aladdin, and I showed him it this morning while he was on the loo. As you do, first thing in the morning, he gets up and has his poo, and I have to sit there with him while he does it. I was like, hey Jake, how do you feel about this? And we watched it, and he just straight up went, nah, I ain't watching that. And I was like, you what, mate? He's like, I don't want to watch it. He's like, it's not good. I went, what do you mean? And then I started paying attention to it. And do you know what really got to me in the trailer? Was all the woohoo, aha, and it's just like, is this just the Will Smith rap video? Because that's what it kind of feels like right now. It feels like I'm watching like a 90s Will Smith rap video now. It's the Prince Ali song, and it's like, if we hadn't dropped the woos and the ha's in there, I think I'd have been okay with it. But instantly, I have memories of Wild Wild West, and I don't know if you guys have seen Wild Wild West.
Yes.
No.
The terribleness that is Wild Wild West, and incredibly like a film that's on the knuckle for a family film with its racism. I mean, they're like proper dropping like the racist lines in this film, and it's a family film and that, like, so man, it's one of those that I'm not going to watch with Jake for a while, like, because yeah, I don't really want to explain the itinerary of slurs against coloured folk on there, like, you know what I mean? And it's one of those. But yeah, it was a really bad film, but he did the song to that, and all through the song it's like, aha, Wild Wild West, woohoo, and yeah, it takes me back to that. So instantly I'm just like, nah, this film's trash, man, I ain't gonna watch it. However, they did announce the other day that Bad Boys for Life has finished wrapping for shooting now, so it's gone into post-production. That I am excited for. I don't know about you guys, I'm a big fan of the Bad Boys films.
Yeah,
I cannot wait for this one, Bad Boys for Life on that. However, I've got to say, I'm going to sound really negative this evening, because with everything I'm following up this evening, there's going to be a however. Martin Lawrence, man, I mean, I know I've put on a bit of weight, you know, I've got a few donuts around the ring area and that, but Martin Lawrence, man, I mean, I know he's getting on a bit now, but you know, them dogs that kind of look like they've got massive jowls and they just slobber on the floor, he's kind of getting like that sort of like husky in that, and it's like, damn, is that muscle or is that like old man jowls? I can't tell, but yeah, he looks like a Bertie Bassett hound. That's what I was thinking of. He looks like a Basset hound now. Oh yeah. Just because his cheeks are starting to droop a little bit, and he's got that granddad sort of cushion going on there. I'm not looking forward to the granddad cushion, I gotta admit, you know what I mean? But yeah, I am excited to see it though. But it's gonna be one of these where you're watching him and he's like, they're gonna make obviously fun about his weight, and it'll be like huffing and puffing as he's like running and bits and that. And it's just like, oh my, come on, man, you better than this. I remember Blue Streak, man. Blue Streak, Diamond movie, go check it out. Right, we've been talking for nigh on 10 minutes to the opening of the show. Let's kick off some music this evening here on the GameboyZ of Smile Radio. It's Thursday night, of course. We're playing the best independent music. Now, again, I've got to warn you, NSFW is in the warning. So yeah, if you've got sensitive ears, turn away now. We're kicking off with the Mysterines, and this one is Gasoline. Go check it out. They're all on Spotify, the great independent artists that we're going to be playing this evening. Rock it out now. It's the GameboyZ. It's Thursday night. Party on, dudes.
I just love to hate you.
couple of jams now back to back, as you know, it's Thursday night. Next up now is The Potter and the Carpenter, and this is by The Thinking Men. Again, check these out on Spotify.
The memories needed framing, sheltered from me. She'll craft a frame, he'll be crafting for you. Human hearts of ceramic clay need decorating to, needing your love. She'll be crafting for you. Needing your love, she'll be crafting for you. He'll never split, she'll never crack. He'll never split, she'll never break or crack. It's true, selfless and true. The potter and the carpenter are like me and like you. There's shivers in his fingers, there's a glaze in her hair of hands entwined. Nothing's beyond repair. They stand alone in their basic forms, waiting to be told. An empty shell just needs something to hold. An empty shell just needs something to hold. He'll never split, she'll never crack. He'll never split, she'll never break or crack. It's true, selfless and true. The potter and the carpenter are like me and like she'll never crack. He'll never split, she'll never break or crack. It's true, selfless and true. The potter and the carpenter are like me and like you.
Welcome back. That was The Thinking Men, The Potter and the Carpenter there. This is GameboyZ. It's Thursday night here on Smile Radio. Gonna bring the lads back in now. Well, we've got 2 out of the 3 lads with us now. There's me, there's Johnny. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm good, man.
He's good. He's been sort of slowly dying the last couple of days because of hay fever and stuff. We've kind of been like on Xbox sort of like coughing and dying away. It's like, it's hay fever season. But yeah, how you been feeling today as the weather
It's been
sort
awful,
of...
hasn't it?
It's been terrible, man, honestly.
Yeah,
I've been like, everybody's...
Today I've been alright, to be fair. I've just got a chesty cough now.
Yeah, well, you know, like, I'm glad to hear that you're a little bit better. I got a message from Xbox Live as we're on GameboyZ. I might as well announce it now. It just popped up on the system. It's just so you know, newly added to Xbox Games Pass. It's ironic, it's like they know that I'm on air, so there's like, yeah, get this on air, quick. And he added to Xbox Games Pass apparently this week is jump back into Black Desert, Lego Batman 3. I actually brought that one ages ago. I got the season pass for it because Jake loves them sort of games and that. Surviving Mars, The Surge, which is a Peggy 18, and Tacoma, which is a Peggy 16. So there's a few new games there that just dropped into the Xbox Games app. You know,
might have to see what The Surge is all about.
If Microsoft feel like bunging me a few dinero for announcing that on this show, feel free to get in contact with us at Smile Radio Yorkshire on Facebook, at Smile Radio 3 on Twitter and Instagram. Same as anybody else out there this evening. If you want to get involved in the chat, get on us on @Smile Radio Yorkshire on Facebook, @Smile Radio 3 on Twitter and Instagram. If you've missed any of the show, you can catch us again on demand though. smileradio.co/on demand. We're also available on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and all good podcasting sites. Right, so yeah, the other Game Boy that we're here with me this evening is the Dark Fusion 48, sorry. It's Rhino. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm not dying like Johnny.
Have you still been like pumping them irons and getting them gains at the late night men's gym?
So. I've been working a lot, so.
I guess with the work that you do there, that keeps you physically fit, doesn't it? It's like one of those like, sort of, because you're quite a busy guy in that with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be one of those that you still get your physical workout in there. Are you still on the hunt for a Mrs. Dark Fusion 48? Are you looking for Mrs. Dark Fusion 49 to make the Dark Fusion complete? Is this the deal now at the moment? We're still looking for her, the one.
Yeah, of course it is.
You know what, we're going to have to do a special show. I figure we need to get you back out there on that, buddy. You know, I've been planning it in my head, right?
We'll sell Ryan.
Well, no, this is the idea. That
Christ, as long as Johnny's not doing it.
Once we get the Game Boys wagon sorted out, I want to take us on a road trip. Because obviously we've got a couple of festivals that we're covering this year, hopefully. I want to do the Game Boys road trip where we have little stops along the way. And one of them, I'd figure, because you guys are single and ready to mingle. Me, not so much. I'm quite happy. I've got the nuclear family, and by nuclear I mean in the sense that my house looks like it's just been exploded upon. You know, but I was thinking maybe I'll drop you guys off at speed dating and get your views on stuff like that. You know, obviously nothing too risque. This ain't no Love Island or nothing. This is like love road trip. The roller coaster of love. That's what we should call it. The Game Boys roller coaster of love.
Let's be honest, it'll be better than Love Island.
Oh mate, a million times better than Love Island.
Everything's better than Love Island.
On that note though, Jeremy Kyle got cancelled this week, didn't he? That's pretty crazy. You know, it's only taken 20 odd years to get him off the telly, but yeah, it's finally happened. You know,
I can't believe he's been on as long as he has. To be perfectly
honest. You know, the funny
with
thing is though, I've heard more about the Jeremy Kyle show in the last 48 hours than I have in the last 20 years because I kind of forgot it was still on air. To be honest with you, I thought it was repeats and that, like, because when I watched it, I mean, it's one of these. The studio looks like it's straight out of like 2001. Like they haven't really bothered with it. It kind of looks a bit like a job centre, I think, from the inside of it, because it's got uncomfortable chairs. You've got a guy that's pretty judgmental and sort of talks down to you. In fact, Jeremy. Now he's out of work. I mean, he'd make a great job centre supervisor, really, if you think about it, wouldn't it? You know, and perhaps that'd be his next show.
I'm just gonna bite my lip on this one.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's one of these. It's the NSFW,
I'm sure there's a
baby.
joke someone could make somewhere in there.
I know, but like, it's one of these. Just with the way that he talks to people, there's jobs that Jeremy Kyle could do, and I've seen so many memes about it. And the last, honestly. It was funny, and it's just getting worse. Yeah, like, you know, working in Asda, the job centre one's come up quite a lot, to be fair. And yeah, it's one of those. It's like I'm kind of glad it's off TV because it was just tripe, and I hate shows like I'm not a big fan of reality TV, to be fair. Even though I participated in a reality TV project a couple of years ago, I was really reluctant to do it, but I had my reasons for doing it and that. And yeah, it's just, I'm not a big fan. I don't think it's right to sort of invade on people's lives, and I know everybody kind of wants that whole 15 minutes of fame type thing, but at the same time, it's invasive. And
do you really want that 15 minutes of fame?
Yeah, you don't want people knowing what your dirty
why
laundry is.
Why do you want all your dirty laundry just
you get your words out, Johnny.
Thousands.
You know? But yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You don't want that like stuff spread out and that, and that's what it becomes and that, and that's exactly what the case is with what happened with the Jeremy Kyle getting taken off of air. It got to the point where they did take it a little bit too far, and it's cost somebody their life and that. And you know, Love Island's actually cost people lives, but nobody's been bothered about that. The other one that I've seen is that the government's also cost a numerous amount of lives, and nothing's been done about that. But yeah, there's outrage over this one death in Jeremy Kyle and that. And again, it's like, oh man, it is gonna sound like one of them Alex Jones podcasts in a minute and that, but I don't really listen to the media a lot anymore. I've kind of like gone off of the news, either side of the field, because it's all, and excuse me for saying this on radio, but it is after 9 o'clock. It is all pretty much bullshit. Like one minute there's like this whole discussion about what's going on with the country, and then the next minute everybody's attention's on the Jeremy frigging Kyle show. Like now we're talking about it and that, but you know, there's bigger issues afoot, and yeah, they're just worried about this one show. And I get that, yeah, it's really sad that somebody has died and stuff, but at the same time, it's a show that's prided itself on making people feel like that. So, yeah, to be fair, there you go. There's our little bit of TV banter about this week, you know. So we'll go to some more music, I think, in a minute, because like, yeah, I'm gonna get the boys back together. But you know, we've had a bit of a downbeat 5 minutes there talking about the scruffy Jeremy Kyle show and stuff. Let's pump up the volume a little bit, have something good. So I done pick the playlist this week, lads.
Pump it up.
Pump it up, yeah, boy. This next one, right, is a little bit different this evening. I kind of picked like a chilled out playlist because it's Thursday night. It's been a bit of a stressful week, so I thought, you know what, it's just gonna have a nice chilled evening this evening. I put a bit of reggae into the mix, and this is one of Smile Radio's featured artists. Now go check it out. This guy's been in the music industry for 40 years, and he's celebrating his 40th anniversary this year. So I figured it's like, you know, it's the right thing to sort of pop him into the music mix this evening and that. If you like your reggae, he's actually going to be performing at a numerous amount of venues across the UK. Rhino, I believe he's actually coming to Norwich very soon as well. This is working hard every day, and it's by the Neville Staple Band. So yeah, get them chilled out vibes this Thursday night. You're rocking out with the Gameboys. We're going to talk gaming very soon, and then we've got some nonsensical stuff coming up, so you stay tuned. If you're listening online, don't forget to download the app. It's free and easy for smart devices, and it's global, worldwide. And if you like what you're hearing, don't forget you can support a show here at Smile Radio by buying some of the great merch that's now available in our store. There's hoodies, t-shirts and mugs, and each week we're trying to get a new design out there. Not so much this week, it's been a bit of a rush week, like I said, stressful week, but I will get another design out there in the next few days for both Gameboys and Rich and Chris to watch this space. Yeah, so you can get your own little Smile Radio collectible merch on the go as well. But yeah, we're going to have some Neville Staple Band now, and working hard every day. Check out the featured artists at Smile Radio as well. www.smileradio.co/featured artists.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna say? You're working so hard every day. And you know one day, you'll get your pay. Tell them what you wanna say.
Work, I'm working. I'm working hard every day. Work, I'm working. I know that one day I'll get my pay. Work, I'm working. I'm working hard every day. Work, I'm working. I know that one day I'll get my pay. Some people think I'm wasting time. Some think I am losing my mind. Some people think I'm wasting time. Some think I am losing my mind, but they don't understand how it is.
How it is?
Oh, life with nothing you just can't get, but they don't understand how it is.
How it is?
If you have nothing, there's nothing to give.
Nothing to give.
Work, I'm working.
Keep on working.
I'm working hard every day. Work, I'm working. I know that one day I'll get my pay.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna say? You're working so hard every day. You'll get your pay. Tell them what you wanna say.
Sometimes it's hard to rest and play. Some might say I'm losing my way.
I would never think
Sometimes
that.
it's hard to rest and play. Some might say I'm losing my way.
No,
but they
no.
don't understand how it is.
How it is?
Oh, life with nothing you just can't give. But they don't understand how it is.
How it is?
If you have nothing, there's nothing to give. Work, I'm working.
Working so hard.
I'm working hard every day. working. I know that one day I'll get my pay.
Don't work so hard. Cause you know when you work so hard, you're bound to get your pay. So each and every day you can hear when they say, don't work so hard. Ha. Hey!
Oh, life is a sweet life, baby. We're going up or going down, whatever you prefer. Oh, life is a sweet life, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hatred is a good, healthy emotion. Beware of the red menace. Which made our country the hope of the human race, and the most important country, to the purposes of the barbarians who are trying to kill our world, and having to carry the hopes of mankind.
Yes, it's time we stop believing what we're fighting for. Oh, life is a sweet life, baby. We're going up or going down, whatever you prefer. Oh, life is a sweet life, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, life is a sweet life, baby. We're getting paid, getting laid, straight into the ground. Oh, life is a sweet life, baby. Yeah. The power comes first for your back till it bursts. The sound of your majority will run you out. If you're dealing with sin, play your cards so you win. Put your love and start aloud. And come take your halos, come fulfill your life. 'Cause you are the savior of the got the words wrong. Just mouthing blah, 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 blah. And now what you know, I got the tongue stuck in my head. One hand on the book, one on my phone. Across the country reading Cannery Road. I learned your voice, now it's all
feeling I will love you as long as I live. We scripted out a future that we still ain't lived. 10 years from now, if we ever forget, I'll whisper every word from the love notes under our bed. You ask me if I still believe in love. We're skipping stones at the target turn. Let's just remind all these parts of ourselves that we're not alone. And all these future stories we tell won't ever lose you. I'll always choose you forever, baby, come on. And if you got your reasons, it's just a season. Whatever, baby, come on. Just say and lean your head on me. I can be the words that fill your memory. And when everything in life seems to go wrong, we'll slow dance in the kitchen to that Bon Jovi song. Been half a decade, I can picture it now. It was a Tuesday night and you were dancing around under the gazebo, under the clouds. And ever since that day, Elizabeth, you're stuck in my head.
just thought we'd have a little bit of a music interlude because, you know, we've been talking for a little while throughout the show, and we're going to talk again for a little while throughout the show because, you know, we're a little bit of a mix and match show these days. We like to have a little bit of everything, you know. So, yeah, we're going to bring the lads back in, and then after we've had this little chat segment, we'll go to a word for some of our sponsors here at Smile Radio. How are we doing, fellas, this evening? Is everybody all good?
Yeah, boy.
We're still a Herrington down though, aren't we? Because yeah, he is actually whining and dining at Casa de Herrington right now.
That down? I'd say that's more up than down.
Oh yeah, he is down on.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is where the conversation takes a really weird turn. He is down on us, I guess. You know, down south. But yeah, no, he's you guys are in Norfolk, so yeah, technically that's down south, east coast. Yeah. Well, no, you're there as well with him, aren't you? You know, you're the bull fondler, and he's the, you know, how that sort of works out in context of the country and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, me and Johnny are right there with the brain. We think you guys are the fondlers. You know what I mean? That makes sense, right, Johnny?
Yeah, boy.
Sorry, I don't mean to be so cruel this evening.
Proven by the fact that the first thing he said was, "I'm packing the lube," when he was talking about coming up to see me.
I know highlights of this week,
Wait,
man.
wait.
Yeah, let's go into this a little bit because like this, you know, while we're waiting for Jambo, we're talking nonsense. We'll talk about the gaming in a second. We're just gonna push it aside for a moment. So Rhino's planning this big road trip the
We will
other
never
night,
get to it. That's what's gonna happen.
and he's dropping a line. He drops a line on there that we will get to the gaming section, but you shouldn't have said something like you're gonna pack all this lube to go on this road trip to see Johnny. And Johnny
I
was like,
didn't say it.
I can't remember what the
What?
exact
You
What have I
words
come
were.
back to?
But he said he was going to
Elbows
bring
back.
he was going to bring lube, and yeah, it kind of welcome to the show, James Herrington, or welcome back to the show, James Herrington. How was tea?
Very nice, a nice beefy what's it?
Beefy, what's it? Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
that sounds whatititious. But yeah, and meanwhile, sorry, we'll come back to your dinner in a minute. We're talking about Ryan and his lube addiction because he's coming to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I wanna hear this.
With a bag full of lube.
Do you know what? I don't even know where this came from, to be fair. They made it up the other day.
We didn't make it up the other day. You
Your
dropped it
very
on
own
us.
mouth.
And then you Johnny,
Wait, when did
Johnny
I
dropped the
drop
clanger
it?
yesterday. I can't remember what Johnny's clanger was though. It wasn't as memorable as the lube. Or was it this evening that you dropped the clanger and we said we'd have to use that along with the lube joke? I can't remember. We forgot that one already. You're lucky, Johnny. We've forgotten it. So yeah, you dodged a bullet there.
Works.
So right, we'll talk a little bit about gaming right now here on the show because it is obviously the Game Boys. This week, the lads and I myself have been playing a fine selection of Final Fantasy games. I've been playing Final Fantasy 9. I finished Final Fantasy 7 about a week ago, sort of taking a trip. I'm taking the trip down memory lane because I read something the other day and it was like...
It's addicted to Capcom.
It's not Capcom, it's Squaresoft, isn't it? Or Square Enix.
Is it?
Yeah, Square Enix are the Final Fantasy manufacturers. Cool. You call yourself a Game Boy, you know, but yeah, everybody has their own Final Fantasy game, and it's true with me, it started with 7, and I played through 9, and I'm really enjoying 9, but, and there is a but.
People are going to hate me for this, but man's 15.
Oh, that's cool, because, you know, everybody has a time when they came in. Do you know what? When I first played it, it wasn't actually 7 that got me into the series. I saw a video for 8, and I was like, well, if that looks pretty cool, I guess I need to go back and play the other one. And I got 7 and I played it through properly. And I proper enjoyed it at that point. And yeah, for me that was the start of me hitting RPGs, and I carried on playing RPGs from then. And I've enjoyed most of them. I had a little bit of a gap where I didn't game too much, so I dropped out between 11 and 14 I think. And I came back at 15 again, and I enjoyed 15. We've been playing through that again. But yeah, at 9, I was saying to the guys earlier, it's like it came out, I think, just before 2000, so it's like right in the 90s, and it's like all of the games are quite ahead of their time, really, when it comes to storytelling, because 7 is kind of like the story of fracking, like they're digging into the planet to mine its natural resources, and it's killing the planet, and the planet basically is about to wipe everybody out, whereas with 9, it's kind of like followed the plot lines to Game of Thrones a little bit. There's a blonde dude who's kind of dressed like a princess, and he's riding a white dragon, and he's trying to mess everything up and sort of like start war between all of these nations and stuff. Does this sound familiar, folks? But yeah, this came out about like 2000, I think, and I'm playing through it at the moment. You play as this little monkey-tailed dude and this girl that would be queen, and like she has this big like moment in the game which I got to. It kind of made me laugh, and it's like I'm about to change. Just remember me the way that I am. Just remember me the way that I was. And do you know what she does? None of you'll guess this one. She gets a knife and she cuts her hair, and that's it. And she's all different and changed from that. Like,
really?
Yeah. New
Really?
year, new me, isn't it? You know, it's one of those. But yeah.
Simple video again. Well, that is girl logic.
Whoa, Johnny, whoa,
That's a good
Johnny,
point.
Johnny, whoa. Gotta say there, whoa, Johnny.
He's got a point. He has got
You
a
know,
point.
whoa, Ryan, whoa,
Whoa,
Ryan.
Johnny, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Like, you know, here they go. Just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else, like, not small children.
It's all
hopefully,
said
This is
you
why
know.
me, Johnny, is single.
It's all everybody's
Yep.
single opinions
Yes.
here, nothing to do with the studio, and that's just you know, all complaints forwarded to the GameboyZ. I'll deal with these guys after the show. Don't you worry about that, you know. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So 9 kind of has the dude riding the dragon, Game of Thrones style. I sent the guys the thing earlier. It was kind of like, you know, because we like to joke. It was Dungeons and Drag Queens. Could you guess if it was a dude or like drag queen or whatever? And it was a proper case that like it was very androgynous. I got to put, but it was very forward thinking though with its approach with relationships and such. Because like at one point in Final Fantasy IX, you have 2 like. Well, then they're blatantly 2 different races.
You're gonna
Because
have to
one's
say
like
it.
a black mage and one's like a big fat like swamp monster thing. But they get married, and they have a little marriage ceremony. The dude with the monkey tail, he marries like the princess, who would be queen. And yeah, it's kind of like the story is, you know, it's cool to be with whoever, and that's cool, man. You know, that's why I totally get on board with Final Fantasy. And I said with Johnny, with 15, it's like the ultimate road trip game for me, you know. So like my extensive history of Final Fantasy would be like, yeah, they're pretty dope games, man, and I can't wait for the next one. I didn't play the online ones because like, yeah, but I'm playing Comrades, Johnny. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. I'll throw this one out to the forum. So we'll start with Johnny because you've been playing it with me this week. So yeah, with you've got back into 15. What's your like experience with Final Fantasy?
Well, to be honest, played bits and drabs of the early games, so we're talking 10 onwards for me.
Yeah.
So not really early games, but you know what I mean. And then 15 just grabbed me, and I spent a fair bit of time on it until you guys dragged me away from it, and
No,
now I'm getting back into it since everyone else is playing Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's it, you know, I started that Final Fantasy fever, innit? So Rhino, you're playing at 10 and 10-2 at the moment, aren't you, on Xbox One? They recently got the HD remaster. Like 9 didn't get like a full HD remaster. It does look a lot better, I've got to say. It has been glossed up, but I'm still sort of playing it on like a 4:3 screen ratio, which is a bit weird because yeah, I don't really remember playing it like that before, but then I never had like a 50-inch television back then. You know, it was like a proper little square, like, I don't know, 12-inch or something that I played on. I can't remember, but yeah. But Rhino, you're playing 10. What's your experience of it? Because it's your first time of playing this one. How are you finding this game?
It's got a lot of fun actually. It's I got to the point where Johnny mentioned it yesterday. What actually happens? I've reached that part.
Oh, you've reached the big climactic twist in the story for yeah. I bet you could have believed.
Can I just state, I had no idea that actually happened.
So just to be clear, yesterday we were all in the chat, and then like these are the worst guys to like. I'd imagine they're pretty bad with films as well, but like all the way through, they're like, oh yeah, so where's this going? Where's this going? Where's this going? And so I'm not going to spoil it for you. So old Johnny runs his mouth and spoils the whole plot, the whole main twist to 10, and he spoils the whole main plot twist to 10, and yeah, like Rhino's not even got to that point, never played this game before, and there was a moment with me like in the chat, and I went quiet, and I was like, wow, that was a dick move. And then when I found out that Johnny had never played it, I was like, well, he's still a dick, but you know, that's a pretty solid guess. And yeah, you finally got to that point in the game. So when it did happen, was you actually surprised by it? Let's put it that way.
No, not really, because I was talking to Johnny about it before it happened. I said there's one of two things happening, and yeah, one of
To
them
be
is
fair,
actually
it
right.
is.
So
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, they kind of laid tracks, like, they always kind of, like, lead little breadcrumbs out in the games. And I found with 10, like, with the earlier games and, like, with 15 and that, you got that free roam ability, like, you've got a wider, vaster landscape, whereas 10 is kind of very confined. You have to kind of follow the story track of 10. It is a very linear game from start to finish and that. And, yeah, you don't have the freedom to sort of travel about as much as you did in the other games, if I remember rightly. I mean, this has been like 2 decades since I played 10, so yeah, my memory's a little bit fuzzy on it. But yeah, how are you finding it without the ability to sort of travel wherever you want and following that sort of set path?
That's alright. It's a bit different because in now most games you can go wherever you like, when you like, do what you like.
Have you
It's
played
quite
any,
nice to
have
go
you
back
played
to like
any
a
of the
proper.
others, though?
I actually haven't, not that I can remember.
Honestly, go play some of the others because you've got that free, like, you as the game goes on, you explore the world. Like in 7, there's like continent. Well, 7 and 9, there's like a whole wide world. There's like continents, like the North Pole and a South Pole, and like yeah, you have to go to each one of these continents to do little things. And the maps for older games, for games that are nearly 20, 30 years old, are massive, and so, like, they still take about 26 to 30 hours to get a good chunk of the game completed. I mean, I'd say if to do it properly, you're talking about 40, 50 hours to complete the game fully. And with 7, I put about 30 into it before I decided, no, I need to complete this now, because then I had 9, and now I've got 15 again, because they're currently on offer in the store. Jam, over to you. Do you put much of a Final Fantasy man?
No, not really. I haven't really played any of it.
The only fantasy you like is Fantasy League, isn't it, bro?
Yeah.
See, I went a different way with that. You guys thought I was gonna go somewhere else with it, but I.
Yeah, you guys thought it was going dark. Nah.
Yeah, no, I don't go dark. I'm not that guy. But yeah, no, yeah, Fantasy League. So yeah, I'll you know, because you're not really like your gaming is sort of like Overwatch, isn't it, at the moment? Anything big happening on Overwatch at the moment?
The new season.
The new season. So explain to me how the seasons work, because I've never played Overwatch, right? So this is your moment. So it's like, I'm sure there's people out there listening that really haven't sort of listened to a lot or played Overwatch and games like that. So yeah, sell me Overwatch a little bit. Like, what's the whole principle of this game? What do you actually have to do in it? What's the goal? What's the objective? And what are the seasons about?
Ryan, over to
This
you.
is where.
Well, one of you.
Really?
The floor is open and the time is ticking. So yeah, whoever's better at
Really,
Overwatch,
Jam?
let's explain this out.
Jam, do you really want me to do it?
I mean, it's a pretty basic ranking system. You know, you win games, you gain.
Is it like it's a bit
kind
like
of.
COD, isn't it? Like it's the
That's
first
all.
person shooter, isn't it?
That's the one.
But is it like Fortnite and them sort of games? Because this is, again, you're talking to a first time here. I didn't have any interest in it when it sort of came out, because it's Blizzard Games, isn't it? Which are behind like games like World of Warcraft and stuff. So you know, like with me, I've never sort of played these. I never got involved in their arena of games. So it's like, you know, so I sort of steered away from it. But it's a first person shoot 'em up. But you're in the arena, aren't you? And is it like TDM, which is Team Deathmatch for all of you non-gamers that are actually listening in for the music this evening, or what is it, like squads, or what is it? What is it? Talk to me.
Right, okay,
So you
what I do is just to make. Go on, Jam.
Then just say, oh what? Okay, so you got teams of 6.
Yep.
The objective changes depending on what map it is.
Okay.
On some maps it's capture the points, on others it's escort
Right.
the payload.
Right, so you got the payload. Presumably, it sort of moves through the map. I'm guessing it's one of those ones where it's like
Yes.
you got to stick close to it and that. Right, in them sort of games, right. This is always the big like f up moment I always have in these games, is that I kind of get bored of staying with one objective and I have to deviate off of target. Do you get that, or are you quite good at sort of staying on target?
When you get
He
killed
spends
multiple
most of his
times,
time dead anyway.
Oh, is it one of
Yep.
those? It's one of those, alright. So obviously we're talking to a man of many skills here. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a word from our sponsors now, because we're coming up to the end of the first hour of the show. An hour of the Game Boys has passed already. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a few more tracks back-to-back this evening, and then come back for a little bit more banter. Coming up in hour 2, we are going to talk about 17 crimes that are weirdly specific to certain places. So let's find out how freaky this could get. It can only get weirder from here, right, lads? You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, on that note,
I think we're going to offend a few people here.
why do you always assume the
don't
worst, Johnny? You got to assume the worst. Anyway, word from our sponsors. This is Smile Radio. It's the Game Boys. It's Thursday night.
If you're looking for custom-made curtains and blinds, get yourself down to the Curtain Shop. Visit our showrooms at Kingsway Ossett or High Street Normanton. For all your curtains, blinds and upholstery needs, go to the Curtain Shop. And if you mention Smile Radio, you'll qualify for free lining for all custom-made curtains. The Curtain Shop, Kingsway Ossett and High Street Normanton. The Curtain Shop.
College Grove Nursery in Wakefield has been providing the highest standard of childcare for over 22 years. Situated on Eastmoor Road, we are close to the M1 and M62 motorway network and also convenient for Wakefield city centre, schools and major places of employment. For more details, check out our website at www.collegegrovenursery.co.uk or give us a call on 01924 200 120 to arrange a visit. College Grove, a special nursery which takes a hand, opens a mind and touches a heart.
Hello, this is Colin from the Liverpool-based band Joe Symes and the Lovingkinds, and we'll be playing this year's Hook and Gun Festival in Wakefield, Yorkshire, and you can catch us also on Smile Radio.
That's right, you can catch Joe Symes and Lovingkind on Smile Radio. We're going to have some more new music now this Thursday night. Next up on the list is another one that, pop them ears for. This is Wake Up Sad, and this is by Housefire. Again, it's got naughty words. It's Thursday night. We're rocking out. It's the Game Boys.
Still wake up lonely. I think
That one there was Homesick by the Riversiders. What a great little indie track that was. Welcome back. It's Thursday night here at Smile Radio with the Game Boys. We've got to that point of the show. We've hit hour 2. How are we, fellas? We're all on different games this evening. What are we playing so far this evening then, lads?
Me and Jammer on World War Z.
World War Z. You guys are kind of like been addicted to that quite a bit, I've noticed. I've seen that you've been playing. You played it quite a bit throughout the day today as well, haven't you? Like, you've been proper getting into that. And Johnny had a moment today where you had like an errant 12-year-old moment where you had the 12-year-old rowing with you over the better gaming and that. Don't you just love that in gaming though, when you're getting them messages from kids and like, I'm going to report you for stuff, and it's just like, oh, piss off. It's just one of these, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Johnny had a story about that today.
Well, I had one myself. Yeah, with where we had a kid on GTA, and I blew up his, like, you know, as you do, you go into online mode, you see a dude like flying a helicopter towards it. Your natural instinct is, I've got a rocket launcher. Screw that guy, he's going down. Yeah. So I did. I shot him down. And then I got an errant voicemail that's like, hey, you're a dick for like doing this and that. I'm gonna report like you know, like yours today. I'm gonna report you to Microsoft. I was like, dude, just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Okay? Talk to your mummy and that, and then come back to me when you're all grown up, man. You know what I mean? I'll find out where you live. You know, I'm not like one of them sort of gamers, honestly. But yeah,
You probably are his daddy.
Hey, why you gotta be like that, man? I'm not like, you know, I'm not like that. I haven't been to every port. Not every port, not yet. But yeah, World War Z seems to be your guys' game of the month, I guess, at the moment. Any great updates to the game so far, or anything last couple of weeks?
Not so far that I'm aware of.
However, you did
I
say...
don't think anything's added.
You did notice something earlier with the heli when you was waiting. Was it when you was waiting for your helicopter at the end of a mission that you found out that you could level up pretty quickly?
Oh yeah, you can just sit around and farm the waves.
There
to
you
level
go.
up weapons and stuff.
So yeah, if you didn't know it, there's a little trick to it. That's how his little dispute started with the gamer online. In fact, was that he was actually farming points. But you know, it kind of takes the point of the game is that, you know, you're kind of playing it for your own enjoyment. If you enjoy farming, so be it. You know, it's not like you're ruining anybody else's game experience that much. You know, just a little bit, maybe.
Not like I made him stay there because he teabagged me or anything like that.
Well, he did leave you to die at one point as well, didn't he? He did something to you.
And then teabagged me.
Yeah, what a douchebag. But yeah, right.
He loves a good teabag.
We're going to head over to some of these random subjects that we've got on the agenda tonight. So these are the 17 crimes that are weirdly specific to certain places. So get your maps out, lads. This is the stuff that you won't be able to do in these places now.
What's one of them?
Yeah, what a map. You know, you played enough RPGs, Johnny. You know what a map is.
This is why Johnny
now.
has no GCSEs.
Right, at number 17.
Geography.
When an intersection in Williamsport, PA was transformed into a baseball diamond with a bronze player statue to commemorate the 75th anniversary of Little League Baseball, people kept breaking and often stealing the bat of the batter statue. Security cameras were eventually installed to monitor the statue, which was then repaired with a thicker steel rod support. Make of that what you will. I mean, honestly, that is a public monument. Now, this one, I guess, kind of applies to a lot of people out there these days. It's bear with me, I'm having a moment with my backup music. It's kind of just stopped working on me. But yeah, the city of Bemidji, Minnesota, has a little theft problem regarding the street signs for Stoner Avenue. In the span of 10 years, the city has spent $20,000 just to replace all of the stolen signs. Do you know what the solution to it was?
What?
Installing higher poles.
Change the name?
No, just installing higher poles. I mean, to be fair, I had a phase.
Wouldn't that increase the scrap value though?
I think it kind of would, just to get it up. But you don't take it for that, you take it for the name. I had a mate when I was in school, and he used to have a thing for taking street signs for elaborate names. Like, you'd have, like, Cockway. So he'd take that, because that's, like, a funny road. So it's like, you don't see them roads all over the place. So he nicks the road sign and that. We had a few, I can't remember. Cockshot Avenue, that was one of them. He got that one. But yeah, you know, there's a thing for it. So I mean, would you, if you was in a place and you saw Stoner Avenue, wouldn't you feel the urge to like nick the sign?
Are you just trying to get
yes, because I'd give it to a certain someone.
Right, okay. Right, let's move on. In number 14, in Lisbon, Portugal, authorities have not been able to stop people from stealing ceramic tiles known as azuleos, which have been part of the city's culture for decades. Thieves have been ripping them off the wall and selling them for hundreds of euros on the black market. Have any of you guys ever visited this fabled black market? Because, like, you know, it's not what I'd expect it to be. You know, it's just kind of like a Sunday market with like some dude selling dodgy DVDs out of the boot of his car. You know, it's one of those. At number, where are we? 14. We've all taken a handful of sand home after visiting the beach. Can't honestly say I've actually done that. Any of you guys done that?
No.
No, but theft of sand in Sardinia got so bad that local authorities imposed a fine of 1,000 euros, which is $1,100 US, for taking a bottle of the stuff. But the visitors still can't resist taking such souvenirs. More than 2,000 pounds of sand were found in tourist luggage in the summer of 2017 alone. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like it's like foreign soil, isn't it? I can kind of understand that. You've been to different places in the world. It's like a little souvenir. Sounds quite fine. Put it in a little bit of a bottle, and you know, there you go. It's there. You've got like a little commemorative memory of where you've been. It's from a different land. Just to have a different texture in that. You know, different soil types, everything like that. So I can kind of get that, but you know, like it's a lot of sand to get through customs. Is that? And number 13, the region of Sava, Madagascar, is a hotbed for vanilla theft. After the global price of vanilla soared by more than 500%, so did the number of thefts. The crime aggravated the local farmers so much that the court of thieves faced the prospect of being beaten to death by them. So this kind of relates into what we did on the Featured Artist show, because we did some factoids the other day, and it's natural vanilla is so hard to actually make. It can only be growing in that part of Madagascar. So yeah, because of that, the price of real vanilla is through the roof. And as I made a couple of jokes about this, go back and check it out on the podcast and stuff. But yeah, pretty crazy that. Do you remember that, right, Jono?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Do. But yeah, so yeah, if you get yourself some real vanilla, that stuff is like liquid gold. Anyway, let's go to some more music here on the GameboyZ this Thursday night. We'll come back with some more of this random factoids and stuff in the next little bit. Next up on the list, this is Delusions, and this is by a band called Remedies.
Invaders, you are coming by the clock. I have no room for you. I guess you're out of luck. I've got your
was You Know What They Say. That was by Avnue. Welcome back. It's the GameboyZ this Thursday night here on Smile Radio, pumping out the jams till about 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah, we've got some more great music coming up this evening on the list. We've also got some more random banter. For some reason, my background music doesn't really like me this evening, and it keeps like crashing out on me. But hey, it's what life is all about with these small errors and that anyway. But yeah, I'm going to bring the lads back in for a bit of chat and a bit of banter now. Oh, no, my equipment seems to be really against me at this point in the evening. Hey fellas, how are we? We're all good, yeah. Oh, wait a minute, I've got some weird music playing in the background now. Oh, I'm going to have to bring the guys back in a second because, yeah, I'm having sound difficulties. Right, on that note, we'll go back to another song, and then I'm going to have some more random statistic facts this evening on the GameboyZ. We've got about 40 minutes of the show left, if the technical difficulties can be fixed. But yeah, stay tuned, more great stuff coming up. Welcome back. We should all be fixed now. Hello fellas, how you doing? Apparently not. Apparently not. Again, I'm having great difficulty. Let me just try. Hello? Anybody there? No, I have actually KO'd the Game Boys. I can hear them in my left ear. I can't hear them in my right ear, which means that you guys back home can't actually hear the Game Boys at the moment. Just bear with us just a second as we try to fix the issue. We will get there with it gradually. It's a Thursday night, you know, it's just natural that we have these little technical difficulties. Anyway, bear with me. I'll just try again. See if we can get them back now. Howdy ho.
Yes.
Hang on.
Hello.
There we go. I think I've got you back.
Bonjour.
I got you back. I want you back.
Hey.
I want you back for good.
Alright there, you know, you don't have to, you know, take us back that far to the 90s with, who was that? Was that Boyzone? I can't remember. No, it was E17, wasn't it?
No idea.
Yeah, it was E17. I don't know if you guys never watched Spaced?
No.
Oh, it's worth checking out. It's on all four. It's by Edgar Wright. You know, before he started making films like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, he did a couple of TV sitcoms, and one of them is called Spaced, and it's about a couple. They get a flat together, and at first they have to pretend to be a couple because the advertisement states that they've got to be in a relationship and that, no pets, etc. So they go for the flat and they pretend to be a couple, and they make friends with the landlady. She's like your typical alky landlady sort of thing, always wants to daisy in on your business, and she becomes part of the circle. But it's kind of like a play on what it's like to be in your mid-20s and stuff and getting your first place. And one of the characters is Tim, who's played by Simon Pegg, and the first episode starts with him breaking up with his missus, and she falls in love.
Standard Simon Pegg.
Yeah, she's cheating on him with the housemate. What's the housemate in Shaun of the Dead's name? Not Ed, the other guy. Look who it is. That guy. Well, yeah, he's in it.
A dude or do.
Yeah. Pete, that's it. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Jam. Yeah, Pete. He's the guy that Mrs. falls in love with. Yeah, and throughout the show they have these little like moments. But every episode's kind of got a movie-inspired theme. So they have like a Dawn of the Dead sort of inspired moment. But they're not like overkill with zombies. They even have a Matrix fight scene in there with a gang of youths. And it's just like overkill and overpowered. Honestly, it's comedy at its finest. But go check it out. It's actually on all four. But yeah, great trip to the 90s is Spaced. It's got Nick Frost in it as well. He plays the best mate Ed, who's like an army fanatic. And he basically gets banned from anything to do with like army cadets and that, because he's proper overkill and stuff. But they go clubbing and take ecstasy. And then they've got a friend called Brian who lives downstairs, and he's an artist, and he's proper like out of his mind, into pain, torture, demented and stuff like that. I don't know. Just go watch it. It's on all four, man. It's a proper classic comedy, and yeah, go check it out on that. Right, another load of statistics for you guys that I've sort of found up here on the old interweb while I was just sort of looking about a little bit. These next ones again, courtesy of America's funny site, Cracked.com. Out of 14 times, crooks escaped with accidental police help. Not something that happens very often, I'd imagine, but you know, it's happened enough to have 14 posts about it. A criminal labelled as dangerous got released after his accomplices sent a false document demanding his release using a fax machine in a grocery store. Not only did the document contain spelling errors,
that's quality.
It also had the mark of the grocery store, which officials actually saw. They claim that the spelling errors were actually quite common in court documents, and checking the document source was not part of the procedure. It doesn't even say where that was, but I mean, you can kind of guess that obviously it's got to come out of America, because it's America's funny site, Crack.com, right? So yeah, damn. Yeah. The next one, in Rock County, Wisconsin, the authorities left Quantrell D. Schwartzlow, what a name, an agile teenager, alone in an interview room at a sheriff's office, since he couldn't leave through the locked door. And I'm watching the video of this as I read this. He jumped out the unsecured window, handcuffs and all. The detectives who returned to an empty room 10 minutes later could only say, no effing way. But I mean, they left the window. You can see on the video, the window's wide open, and he's just like, he's there, and he kind of like, he does this front flip out of the window because he's got the handcuffs on. It's pretty funny to watch, man. The next one, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police were closing in on a notorious child molester. Ernest Fenwick McIntosh. They called him and left a message. McIntosh immediately fled the country. He was finally caught and convicted 7 years later for molesting a 9-year-old boy in Nepal. And you look at the picture of him, and I bet we'll probably get a complaint about this, but he does actually kind of look a little bit like Rolf Harris. It's crazy. The resemblance is uncanny. You know, as that one.
God, Ritchie.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Everybody's famous favorite serial killer, Ted Bundy. In June 1977, Ted Bundy served as his own defense lawyer in a murder case against him. He was allowed to walk around without handcuffs or shackles. He was allowed to use the law library, and this is where he escaped from. When the guard went for a smoke, he escaped from the second floor window. And there's a little bit more to that than actually just escaping out of the second floor window. I mean, he'd been practicing this for weeks. Like, it wasn't just like a one-off. You could, like, you get 10 minutes in here. This was like a daily thing. So he got it in his head. He knew the layout of the escape plan. And he was in his cell practicing a jump, like, straight-legged. So his legs were strong enough to survive the fall from a second-story window. And he would get, you know, like how they punch the water to strengthen the hand. Well, that's what he was doing, was jumping off of his bunk bed to strengthen his legs. And he did that, and, yeah, that's how he managed to escape from a second floor window. But he was caught, like, I think that was the time he was caught quite soon after. Probably because he hurt his legs a little bit, because, come on, it's a second floor window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to end too well.
Would you guys, I mean, if you guys ever got caught for something, would you, like, say it's something you never done, would you plan your escape, or would you fight your innocence from the inside? What would be your ploy? Jam, we'll ask you first.
You're innocent until proven guilty. If you didn't do it, not really much to worry about, is there?
Yeah, but you're, you know, we went through this 60-day scenario like a little while ago, and you didn't do so well in that scenario, bud. So, you know,
doesn't change me, man.
That you think an escape plan might sort of like be on the cards. All right, we'll move over to Johnny. You know, after Jam got shanked, Johnny, would you? You knew you was innocent. Would you have an escape plan if you knew that they was going to find you guilty?
You all know I could survive in prison, so I just hope that the cause goes right.
That's almost like saying, you know, I'd survive prison. I love prison. I can't wait to go to prison. That's Johnny straight up there. There's our man from Middlesbrough. So yeah, so you wouldn't go with the escape plan. You just, that's it. You try and go for the throne, would you? A game of
Well,
throne.
let's be honest. If I tried to escape, I'd be caught within 2 seconds. So.
I mean, there is that.
You can't run.
I have seen you gaming, and yeah, I have heard that as well. So yeah.
Stealth is not my strong suit.
Yeah, no. Rhino, are you an escapist or are you a stayer? Would you stay and fight it to the end?
I'd stay and fight until the end, until I'm proven guilty, and then I'll escape. Because if you escape, they're just gonna assume you're guilty.
He is that Dwight. I love this guy. See, there you go. He's got it. Like, I'd escape after they found me guilty. So, you know, the easiest time, obviously, I think I won't be giving this intel out. You gotta think that the easiest time, I am giving this intel out apparently, but yeah, the easiest time to escape would be in that processing period, right? Because if you go to maximum security after that for a crime that you didn't commit, you're gonna be locked away for a long time. And a lot of that, I mean, if you was in a state like America, you're in like lockup pretty much 23 hours a day, so you got to find a pretty creative way to escape, because all of the best ones have been done before you got there, buddy, you know. Next up on the list on this one, Jon Gutierrez Rincon and Olmedo Vargas escaped from a maximum security in Colombia. Do you know how they did this? They got one of the guards drunk. After sharing drinks with him, the inmates managed to coax the intoxicated guard into letting them out on a booze run, and run they did. Booze not so much. There you go, Rhino. There's your escape plan right there. Try and get one of your guards tanked up and say, hey fella, lend me your keys. I haven't been drinking. I'll go get some booze, yeah? And there you go. We've got the escape plan sorted there. We've got one about Charlie Manson coming up. We're going to have some more music though, because it's Thursday night. It's the Game Boys. The next one is Recover Relapse, and this is by Falling Through April. If you're liking the rock music though, you come by tomorrow night. Me and Johnny are live from 10 PM after the Codfather with the Renegade Rock Hours. So yeah, come check us out. Anyway, this is Recover Relapse by Falling Through April, which I pretty much did. G'day, that was Recover Relapse by Falling Through April. That was a great little track that. I really did like that one. Welcome back to the show. It's the GameboyZ here for the next little bit on Smile Radio. We're not got much longer left of the show though, you know, because we're almost run out of music. We've almost run out of stuff to talk about. So, you know, you'll have to bear with and stay with Smile Radio and listen to the great Renegade rock music that plays out through the night now. All the best, Renegade indie rock throughout the night. Anyway, so yeah, next few ones we've got Charlie Manson. You guys obviously know who Charlie Manson is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like our old friend Tom Lake if you look at him in photos and that, with the hair and the beard and stuff. Like, they got that similar sort of thing. So if, yeah, you know. Anyway, it was local due diligence and sheer luck that put Charles Manson and his family behind bars. The police missed vital clues. A 10-year-old boy found the gun used in the Tame murders, and KABC News TV found the clothes the killers discarded. One of Manson's followers, Susan Atkins, has been arrested on a different charge and went on to tell a fellow inmate about all of the murders the cult committed. And that's how the police lucked onto a witness who then, you know, was like, oh crap, that's who did it, you know. So yeah, just imagine that, you missing the gun that actually did the murder, and that's like stopping police work, really, isn't it, you know. And number 8, wanted hacker Kevin Mitnick stayed a fugitive from the FBI for 2.5 years, partly because FBI agents made regular phone calls and he used their call logs to track their movements. I mean, being a hacker in this day and age is pretty much the best way to sort of be, isn't it, when you're on the lam, because you can use all that sort of technology to your advantage, right? You've got access to cameras and stuff, so yeah, I guess it's the time in the world that we kind of get to need to know a good hacker. Any of you guys know a good hacker?
I'm like, sadly not.
Nah.
Okay, I know. Okay. Oh man, I guess we're screwed then. At number 7, Kevin Jerome Pullum escaped prison using Eddie Murphy's picture. He had an elaborate escape plan, but he needed a picture for his fake ID. With limited choices, Pullum chose the picture he considered most resembled him, and that was Eddie Murphy. And the plan actually worked. He nonchalantly walked out of prison, which wouldn't have happened if the guard just took a quick look at the ID and saw it was a picture of Dr. Dolittle. Wow. You know, there's another trick. So Jam, you're alright. I mean, you kind of look like Tom Holland. So you could get a Tom Holland picture and have that on your fake ID. So there, you're sorted there with that one, isn't it? You know, we're going to get a little bit dark with this one. Paul Bernardo was free to rape 4 girls and kill 2 others because police somehow overlooked testing his DNA. Due to a link with rape cases, police had obtained his DNA sample as early as December 1990, but due to a coordination problem, the testing was never carried out. Even when the police realised that Bernardo lied about the circumstances of his sister-in-law's brutal rape and murder, they never pressed him further. He was immediately arrested. Oh my god. He was immediately arrested when the DNA test was finally carried out in February of 1993. At number 5, James Muth, who was arrested. I'm going to move over that one because, yeah, I couldn't get the words out for that one, yeah. So we'll try the next one, yeah. James Muth, who was arrested for assault with his bail set of $50,000, fled after he was mistakenly freed from the Boyd County Jail in Kentucky. He looks like Ed Norton in American History X, does the photo of this guy. While acting upon an alert for his release that was issued in a different county, the Boyd County officials didn't think to verify his local criminal status as per the usual protocol, and to make matters worse, they realised their mistake but didn't notify the local police. Again, it's American police, and they make so many movies about these American police officers. And yeah, it's actually true. They are that, like, you know, they do sort of like not do the cases like they do, you know. So yeah, right. We'll have another song, and then we'll come back to that we'll come back to finish it off very, very shortly. Next up is WNYA, and this is by No Hot Ashes.
Look at this mess, look at all the harm we done. I'm sorry I got stressed and started talking like a Tommy gun. There's nothing left to say, yeah, we take turns in speaking. I'll have to catch up on my sleep before we hit the weekend. Feels like we're going settle down and going wrong. Nothing left to say. You take turns in speaking. I'll have to catch up on my sleep before we hit the weekend. Feels like we're going in circles. Feels like we're going insane. It's taxing on our brains and I'm so drained. I know that you're saying we'll be alright. We'll be alright. Driving you up through arches for the fun of it. I'm happy that you called when I was feeling sick and feeling the sense of love. When you're not around, scarce as racist buttercups used to be before they were stocked in Sainsbury's. Well, baby, are you happy with me? I decree that you tell me. Feels like we're going in circles. Feels like we're going insane. Feels like we're going in circles and we're
Welcome back. This is the GameboyZ here for the last little bit of the show. Oh, it's kicking off. It's still kicking off. The music's kicking off. We've managed to stop it. I'm actually proper malfunctioning this evening, you know. But hey, it's one of those shows. We can't have a moment without it, like, malfunctioning. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm bringing the lads back in. How are we doing, lads? It's the final part of the show. We made it nearly 2 hours. Jam came back nice and early from his dinner. We've had a few malfunctions from myself.
Yeah, boy.
Jono, yeah, boy. Jono, he's there somewhere playing his, like, getting ready to play some Final Fantasy. You sound knackered, mate. Are you tired?
Nah, man, I'm good.
He's good.
I'm good.
Are you all snug?
He's lying.
Snug as a bug in a winter's rug, huh?
Might be wrapped up in my duvet, nice and comfy, but I'm good.
Oh man, oh man.
Nah, he's gonna nod off.
He is. He's gonna doze off in a minute. You
Knock
give it
off
10
or nod
minutes. Probably a bit of both, innit?
Yeah.
got
Here's Johnny.
Got one of them Yankits, isn't it? It's a cross between a Yanker and a blanket. I got a Yankit. Right, let's finish off the criminals here at number 4. We've got, during a manhunt for Christopher Dorner, a former police officer who went on a killing spree after he was fired, the LAPD shot up 2 different vehicles that were no way similar to Dormer's. 2 innocents were wounded in the process. I'm gonna get there. And neither of them actually looked anything like Dormer. The manhunt only ended 10 days later when Dormer decided to shoot himself while being surrounded by the LAPD. Damn, that turned dark really quickly. Serial killer Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker. I actually watched a documentary about this guy, right? One of his jurors actually fell in love with him. And you look at the dude.
Of course you did.
Yeah, you look at the dude, and he's like an 80s equivalent of, like, I don't know, you, Johnny, I guess. It'd be you if you was a serial killer, but with like a perm and a black wig. But yeah, women wanted this guy. They were writing love letters to him. They had to change the jury because the jury were falling in love. It's like, during his court case, he had fans of women that had to be kicked out of the thing because they were just like screaming his innocence and that. But this dude was seriously like messed up and that, yeah. So he was once pulled over by a police officer while he was speeding away from a crime scene in a stolen car. The officer asked Ramirez whether he was the suspect in the recent string of rapes and murders. Ramirez responded, "Ah, no way, man." And the officer just took his word for it, even though both the man and the vehicle matched the descriptions that had just been put out on the APB. He then walked away from the vehicle, and Ramirez used the opportunity to make a run for it. So yeah, the Night Stalker stalked on another night there. And number 2, Sean Sykes Jr. got out of an interrogation because his farts were too mighty for the detective to handle. So yeah, here's another tip for you: eat lots of sprouts. After being found in a car with a backpack that had drugs and guns in it, he was brought in for interrogation, and when he stopped answering questions for anything other than farts, the interrogation was ended and he wasn't charged with anything at that time. And you could look at this guy, he kind of looks like a bloated out version of Method Man, so he probably did have quite a lot of gas. Right, and the final one, it takes us actually over to here at the UK. This is Liverpool. Some Liverpool police officers literally let Craig Clamp, who was under arrest, walk away from the hospital without hassle. He was taken there under suspicion of having a heroin episode. Isn't that just a posh word of saying overdose? But yeah, but when the time came to switch shifts, the new officers watched the wrong patient. The next time they saw Clamp, it was on CCTV footage of his getaway. And there you have it. There is some crazy criminal stories for you there this evening on the Game Boys. So yeah, we've pretty much come to the end of another show. Tune in again tomorrow for us with me and Jono for the Renegade Rock Hours. Maybe special guests, I don't know. Any of you guys about tomorrow night?
I'm about tomorrow.
Oh, look at it. Oh, it might be a full roster. Oh, yeah. Hey, show's cancelled, lads. Show's off, lads. But yeah. Right, yeah. So you can catch us again tomorrow night from 10 p.m. after the Codfather. Don't forget, tomorrow night you got a great lineup of shows kicking off at 2 o'clock with the Beth Williams Indie Country Americana show from 2 p.m. playing the best indie Americana music from the best side of the US of A. And then at 4 p.m. you got Rich and Chris. 6 p.m. you got Colonel Backus. I ain't gonna do his wacky Texas out though. Tennessee accent. He's not from Texas, he's gone from Tennessee. He's got a crazy thing going on, so yeah, go check that out. And then at 9 you've got the Codfather, and at 10 you've got me and Jono back again with some Renegade Rock. Over to you, Jono, for your goodbye.
I'll catch you tomorrow. Hasta la vista.
Just keeping it simple tonight. He's just keeping it simple. Over to you, Rhino.
Good night, and I will be about tomorrow.
If I'm not done
So
for
you can
murder by
enjoy
then,
some more
you can
tomorrow.
hear it in his voice, innit? He's getting triggered, innit? You know what I mean? Alright, over
Yeah.
to you, Jambo.
Yeah, you know, I'll always be on if I get home from work in time, so you never know.
Get home, happy
Possibly
tea.
see you
know.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you've been listening to the Game Boys. This is Smile Radio. We're going to end the show with some Wojtek the Bear and Tonic Youth. Yeah, boy. Party on this Thursday night. Stay tuned, more great stuff coming up on Smile Radio.